Just going to log into the Facebook page on the Radio Guy and type in some information. So you get to see a little bit extra as we do this portion before we begin the broadcast today. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. All right, so we're ready to roll. We hope you enjoy the show. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to a Wednesday edition of the Hyperactive Conservative. I'm John Gale. It is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020, and we have an incredible show for you today. We want to welcome everyone on our Facebook page, The Radio Guy, and excited to announce that we are now streaming live also as well right now on YouTube. All you got to do is search for The Radio Guy. We will soon be having our own channel for the Hyperactive Conservative, both on Facebook and on YouTube. I know I'm making you guys just jump through hoops in subscribing and liking different channels, but as we evolve and grow into what we have become, that is what is necessary. Sounds like something a socialist might say, isn't it? We want to welcome Linda Harm. Thank you, Linda, for joining in today, as well as Anita Dakin, our longtime and so supportive, loyal friend from St. Louis. As I adjust my microphone, sorry for the noise. I was testing out some new fun and exciting things, but first we want to just remind everyone to like, share, and follow. Hit that share button right now. That would be greatly appreciated. Let everyone know that you're watching online and invite all of your friends. Send out some invites to anyone who is a conservative who might enjoy what we're about to do. Yes, indeed. So give us a thumbs up and get ready today. We're going to get started with our funny memes because you know what? It is a crazy corona news kind of day. Yes, it is, and it gets crazier every single day. Hey, Jackie Day, thank you for joining in on the Hyperactive Conservative. Make sure you hit share and invite your friends. Our first meme on the list today is one from CNN. Let's take a look at this. I don't know if you saw this. This is an actual screenshot the other day from a Wolf Blitzer episode on his show on CNN. It lists the corona pandemic with the total cases in the world up at the upper right. They're saying 2,964,443 with 206,055 deaths. Underneath on the main scroll, it says coronavirus pandemic. Their global death toll approaches 3 million people. And you don't think CNN is fake news? I mean, when you blast something like that out on a major network program with Wolf Blitzer at night, it just totally discredits CNN. The death toll has not approached 3 million in the whole world. The death toll has only approached 206,000. Quite a difference there. And in comparison with the death tolls from influenza, we should not be wearing masks or having anything closed. That's just my opinion. I want to be safe. I want to be careful. Yes, I'll wear my mask in public to protect everyone from me, even though I know I don't have the virus. Well, maybe you do, John, and you're just asymptomatic. Okay, well, regardless, not everyone's doing it. And now, of course, certain stores, especially here in Ohio, you're not allowed in unless you're wearing a mask. But those are even lightening up, as Mike DeWine yesterday declared that, he backtracked a little bit. I know people don't like to wear masks, so you don't have to wear one. We won't enforce you wearing one, but the stores can do whatever they want. Really? All right, this one. Here we go. Trump, let me get this straight. The party that lost over 33,000 emails now say they want mail-in ballots. I don't know if you saw the report the other day. 24 million ballots were lost in the last 4 years of elections. And they want to have a mail-in election in November. I'll tell you what. Sadly, I missed the mail-in ballot. It was yesterday, or 2 days ago. Yesterday, the 28th. We just didn't do it. Totally forgot about it. Thought, well, they'll come up with something else. And I think a lot of people are sort of in that same boat. I'm ashamed to say it, but we didn't jump on it. We didn't do the mail-in thing. And we missed the opportunity. Totally my fault. I take total responsibility for it, but I wonder how many other people are in that same boat and what they'll do about it in the future, right? Look at this one. When your government lets you go out for groceries and hardware but demands a mail-in vote, you can be certain they're not really concerned about keeping you safe from a virus. Isn't that the truth? Home Depot packed out, Lowe's packed out, Kroger's packed out, Walmart packed out. But they don't want you to go stand in line at the ballot. Well, if you can do social distancing and keep the booths 6 feet apart, cut your booths in half, put lines out the door, little X's on the ground, make everyone wear their masks and have hand sanitizer as they go in and out, clean out each little ballot as they use their pencils or push buttons, Clorox wipe down the machine, whatever you got to do. But it can be done, people. If grocery stores are allowed open, why can't we have mail-in ballots be removed and actually have voting? Right? Nuts. Totally nuts. Look at this one. You might not be able to read this on your phone, but it says this. Pictures of Cuomo, Andrew Cuomo, governor of New York. Cuomo shuts down the New York economy, saying, if everything we do just saves one life, I'll be happy. Direct quote. Also, Cuomo just signed a bill legalizing abortion in New York up until the moment of birth. So lives only matter when you think their lives matter. Right, Andrew? Babies' lives don't matter. Only your life matters. And, of course, how much money you bring into New York. The coronavirus started in our country, and we let it spread throughout the world. But thank you to the American Democratic Party and their media lackeys for blaming it on Trump. You are so loyal to our regime. I kind of sounded German there instead of Chinese. Sorry. But it's the truth. The Democrats are in the Chinese pockets, as well as the World Health Organization. Wow. And those are our funny memes for today. I hope you enjoyed them. Now we're going to get into some trending news, because that's what the important thing to talk about is, right? What is trending now on the Hyperactive Conservative? We're going to pot up our news tab here right this minute and get right into it. Get ready. Lots going on today. The Squad. Yes, indeed. Have you heard about this one? Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar of Minnesota has introduced a radical measure that would dismantle Americans' property rights. They want to take away your property rights and give it to the government. If enacted, the Rent and Mortgage Cancellation Act, which, see, it sounds really good. We're going to cancel your rent and your mortgage, but yet we're taking your land. It would come dangerously close to the socialist dream of stripping people of their right to control their own property, and would allow for another massive government expansion. Oh, we don't want you to, it turns into, well, you're not allowed the land anymore. We want to build a park to the Green Party. I'm sorry, you're going to have to leave your property now. We want to build a highway right here. Massive government expansion. Trying to get it passed, of course, the, what do they call themselves? The Squad. Crazy, crazy liberal socialists. Insanity in Washington state. It came one vote away from releasing the Green River serial killer so he wouldn't get the virus. Throughout the country, law enforcement has set thousands of prisoners free to protect them from COVID-19 inside jails and prisons, which I don't understand any of this. Hey, Carrie, thanks for joining in. You know, why can't you take some of these wings of hospitals that have been closed down because non-essential surgical procedures have been canceled and take the prisoners who are COVID-19 positive and quarantine them within the hospital to protect the other non-positive COVID-19 prisoners? Why couldn't we do something like that? No. No, we've got to release prisoners who are not sick to protect them from getting COVID-19. While innocents are locked in their homes, hiding from the invisible enemy, county sheriffs, prison overseers, and governors have been busy freeing convicted criminals to stop them from getting the virus. The rogue gallery of convicts is a justice reformer's dream. Los Angeles Sheriff Alex Villanueva bragged that he let prisoners out of his jail before he was even asked by the ACLU and other justice groups, if you want to call them that. This while he shut down gun stores so people could not buy guns to protect themselves. The man we know as the Green River Killer, what a piece of work this guy is, was sent to prison for more than 500 years. He was convicted of 49 murders of prostitutes, girls on the streets, and the vulnerable runaways, but he was suspected of killing 71 people during the 70s, 80s, and 90s. A legal activist group began agitating for inmates over 50 years old to be set free to save them from the virus. Ridgway is 71 years old. News reporter prosecutors argued in court that the petitioners demand that 2/3 of the prison population be released into the community. 2/3 of the prison population, a number which includes serial killers and rapists. Good morning, Ange. My sister Angie online. Hey, Ange, make sure you hit that share button. Invite all your friends right now to tune in. This from a local station here, Channel 7 in Centerville. After almost 50 days of being closed, guess what? Bill's Donuts is going to reopen on Sunday afternoon, according to owner Lisa Tucker. She told Channel 7's James Brown. The donut shop will reopen at 3 p.m. that afternoon on Sunday with some new procedures in place to ensure the business is following the social distancing guidelines. Customers will only be able to enter through the door that faces the parking lot. They'll have to stand 6 feet apart. That's a tight place. I wonder how they're going to do that. People are going to be lined around the block. After purchasing their donuts, customers will exit out of the side door of the businesses. Workers and customers will be required to wear masks inside the building, and Bills will have disposable masks for customers who do not have their own. I hope they have a lot because they're going to need them. Employees will return Sunday to start filling the cases with donuts once again. I can just smell it right now. Tucker said most of her 50 workers want to get back to work. You think? The shop is planning to be open 24 hours a day. That could change depending on how business goes, but I'm telling you what, I think they will be busy. Bill's Donuts was named one of the best in America donut shops. It's here in Centerville, Ohio. As a matter of fact, the website ranked number 2 in the nation, only behind the store called Dough in New York City. Right here in town, Bill's Donuts. Love it. Tara Reid slammed Hillary Clinton.
Chuck Schumer
Let me mute this for you.
By saying, by showing.
She slammed Hillary Clinton for endorsement of Vice President Joe Biden, of course, on Tuesday after the former Senate staffer came forward last month with an allegation of sexual assault against the presumptive Democratic nominee. What I see now is someone enabling a sexual predator, and it was my former boss, Joe Biden, who raped me, Reid told Fox News. Hillary Clinton has a history of enabling powerful men to cover up their sexual predatory behaviors and their inappropriate sexual misconduct. We don't need that for this country. We don't need that for our next generation coming up that wants institutional rape culture to change. She added, I will not be smeared, dismissed, or ignored. I stand in truth, and I will keep speaking out. Biden's campaign has categorically denied Reid's allegation. Double standard, hypocrisy, as Blasey Ford gets, just a simple pass that she was supposedly raped from Justice Kavanaugh, which was never proven to be the case. Matter of fact, much proven to be the exact opposite. And meanwhile, France and Spain have planned to lift the coronavirus lockdowns. They've unveiled stringent plans on Tuesday to ease the restrictions after weeks of imposed lockdowns had paralyzed the economies of two of the hardest hit nations during the pandemic. In a nationwide plan announced to Parliament, French Prime Minister Edouard Philippe said, "We must learn to live with COVID-19 or else risk the economy falling apart after a 6-week lockdown." Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez also announced that his country's 4-phase plan to resume daily life will begin May 4th, and it will be based on factors that include the infection rates, the number of intensive care beds available locally, and how regions comply with social distancing measures. In other words, if you don't, we're going to go back into lockdown. Restaurants will be open at no more than 30% capacity during the first phase. Working remotely from home will be recommended until the last phase, which will be sometime in June, Reuters reported. That sounds about right for pretty much everybody, actually. I just saw that Waffle House is reopening. I just had to make a little announcement about that. Certain dining areas as states have eased some of the restrictions. But this is very good news from Pfizer. To combat the coronavirus pandemic, Pfizer said it would have a vaccine ready for emergency use by this fall, according to a report. Oh, we won't have a vaccine for years. We're going to have to live in quarantine like this forever until we come out with a vaccine. When you let private enterprise decide to combat things rather than government, what ends up happening is a race to be the first. Now, could that cause some danger? I certainly hope not, but at this point, I'll take whatever we got. A vaccine by the fall from Pfizer. Their CEO, Albert Bourla, told the Wall Street Journal Tuesday that the company would be ready for a broader rollout by the end of the year. This is a crisis right now, and a solution is desperately needed by all, he told the publication. Wow. More news from our favorite anchor, Chris Cuomo, who eviscerated Vice President Mike Pence for choosing not to wear his mask during his visit to the Mayo Clinic just weeks after he stirred up his own controversy of violating quarantine protocols while he was recovering from the coronavirus. Cuomo, not Mike. On Tuesday, the vice president raised eyebrows as he toured the medical facility without any sort of protective mask on his face. Despite being notified of the clinic's strict policy on masks, the former vice president, who had previously tested negative for the coronavirus, defended his decision, saying he wanted to look at the medical staff in the eye and say thank you. Chris Cuomo comes back with, "Does the mask cover your eyes? Look, you can make an excuse for anything." The CNN anchor then asked network medical expert Sanjay Gupta, "Is this a teachable moment?" Of course. You're supposed to wear a mask, then you should wear a mask. But that's not the lesson. You think you have 100% confidence because you tested negative once, twice, 3 times? Sanjay, isn't the reality that we don't know that you're 100% not contagious when you test negative, and that test is only good as the day it's on? And of course, the doctor agreed. What a hypocrite. Last month, CNN anchor Cuomo announced that he had gotten the virus, which his son and wife were later also diagnosed with, and was recovering from his Southampton home. However, over the Easter weekend, Cuomo was reportedly involved in a heated altercation that took place at his East Hampton property that was under construction after a bicyclist claimed that the CNN anchor was violating quarantine guidelines that were being enforced by his brother, Andrew, his own brother, the governor of New York. He's tested positive, is supposed to be hunkered down in his basement, working out and showing the world that he can make it. And then he takes off on Easter weekend, still sick with the virus, for a 30-minute drive to the East Hamptons to check out his own little new home being created, and brings his wife and children along the way. 30 minutes in the car breathing the COVID-19 around there. And guess who tests positive 4 days later? His wife, and now his son. You know, I don't know. I'll tell you what. He says he feels really bad that his wife got it. I would be mortified